Hello and welcome. Today let's look at this NEC Multisync Xm37 Plus presentation monitor. This is a 35-inch CRT that supports both 15 kilohertz and 31 kilohertz inputs, which allows it to do 480p, 480i, 240p, and even up to 1024 by 768 with a PC attached to it. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. So here I've got a Sega Genesis running SCART to RGB BNC, and it just looks beautiful. RGB on a monitor this large is something beautiful to behold. So it's got two video ins, which have a composite and S video each, and then it's got two RGB inputs. One's VGA and one is BNC. Let's go ahead and take a look at VGA. So there's only one audio input per for the RGB. So I've got the Genesis hooked up to it right now. But this is Dreamcast in 480p. And 480p just natively on this big of a screen is just fantastic. I used to run my Dreamcast to a 19-inch Hewlett-Packard with a Sony tube in it, PC monitor, and it looked fantastic on there, but it paled in comparison to size-wise to this thing. So seeing Dreamcast in 480p on a screen this large is just something of beauty. And then let's switch over to S video. This is N64 running S video, and 240p has some very thick scan lines. I like the look of it a lot. You know, it's a little smeary because it's the N64, but this video looks really good. So let's take a look at the remote here. So here's our remote, and it's got a lot of very beneficial features to it. So you've got your inputs across the top, and then you've got adjustments for position, so left, right, up, and down. And then you also have width, height, side pin cushion, and there's a menu as well, but you can also control brightness and contrast right off the remote with just up and down. So I'm going to open up the menu here. We've got brightness, contrast, color, tint. Then we have horizontal geometry controls, and then vertical geometry controls, and keystone, tilt, rotate. It's real nice having rotate being possible. RGB, but you can also go in and actually change the gain and bias settings. And these are settings for the on-screen display. Source. Wonder why it's not showing 16 kilohertz or 15 kilohertz. Alright, let's go back here and pull it up. Yeah, they're 15.7 kilohertz. And then if we switch to RGB1, you can tell by the OSD, 31.3 kilohertz. Yeah, this is a very unique monitor, and I'm very lucky to have it. So I'm going to retract the legs of my tripod here, and we're going to go in for a closer look. You can probably hear the fan. The fan is quite noisy. Yeah, so needless to say, it looks pretty fantastic. Sorry about the flashing that's going to happen there. Here, I'll go down here. Multisync Xm37 Plus, NEC. Yeah, it's very sharp in RGB. I think it looks very good. I'm going to try and step around behind here. Not a lot of room to maneuver around, but see if I can't get some views of the back here. So Xm3760. Here's the information for the different dip switch settings and what controls you have for an external controller. Got the back, NEC Xm3760. Go down here, we'll have, there's our controls, which are on the back of the unit, the power button's on the front. Dip switch, ACN, audio output for external speakers. You can switch between external and internal. I've got VGA, RGB in, and then BNC, RGB. We've got S video and composite. One channel or two channels there. But yeah, this thing is something special. It's very rare. I can't imagine they made a ton of these things. I feel like you would have probably had to have like a distributor to purchase something like this. It's not something made for consumers. So I'm going to play some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist. So this features stereo sound. Just got speakers on either side. The Genesis is currently running mono, but so I found this for sale locally, and it was about 40 minutes drive each way for me. So when I first saw it, I was not familiar with these monitors at all. I didn't know what they were. The post, or the picture that was posted, was just a single post or a picture, and it was kind of blurry and out of focus a little bit, but I could just barely make out NEC Multisync Xm37 Plus in the corner. I looked that up and found out, when I realized that it did 480p and 480i natively with no lag, I was like, well, I have to get it. I've never really been one to get really large CRTs. most of mine are, the biggest one I have besides this is a 24-inch. So I never really had a desire to get a giant one, just I like being able to lift them by myself, move them, but I just knew I had to have it. The inputs, the features justified it. When I picked it up, I had, I messaged a lady, I think it was on a Thursday. I said, when would be a good time to pick this up? And she said, how about this weekend? So I said Saturday morning. She said, that's great. Time came to go and get it, and my help backed out on me. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this. I got nobody to help me. I had to cancel it. I messaged her, and she's like, well, let me know ASAP. So I'm thinking somebody else has already been messaging her about this. But I text her back a little bit later, and she said that, or she didn't respond for like 24 hours. I said, how about Sunday? She didn't respond. I was like, oh no, somebody's definitely got this. Well, after about 24 hours, she responded because she had to work. She got called into work, so she wasn't able to message. But set it up for Sunday evening, went over and got it, and two of us went. And so this thing weighs 238 pounds. I think that's about 105 kilos, 108 kilos, something like that. So very heavy, but two of us managed to get it out of her house, no problem. Getting it into my house and getting it upstairs was, it wore me out. But, I mean, it was worth it, because this thing is practically astounding. Like, every time I look at it, I'm amazed at how good it looks. These things are very rare too. I think I'll probably never see another one like it in my life because they're so rare. So, are you familiar with this TV? Is this something, or monitor, is this something that you've seen before? Is this first time? Do you own one of these? Let me know in the comments. Do you have experience with one of these back in a presentation context, back in the day for its original intended use? Let us know. shocked. I've been beaten by a bunch of teenage turtles. And what better place to leave it than that? Cowabunga.